Welcome back to Calhoun County's Most Wanted, filmed in front of a live studio audience.
Yeah, live studio audience. If you need tickets to come to the next show, we're selling up front.
No tickets. The group that we see here is the Youth Leadership Calhoun County group, and we'll be meeting some of them a little bit later on and finding out what they're doing.
Well, they're a very exciting group. They like being there together.
All right. This is Calhoun County's Most Wanted, the program where you get to help make Calhoun County a better and safer place by helping us lock up the bad guys. Not these guys. They're the good guys. At least we hope they are.
Most of them.
Right.
There's a couple.
Let's find out what our viewers have been doing this week.
They have been working very hard. So the count is 5 in jail this past week, bringing us to a total of 4,059 people locked up, brought to justice by the citizens of Calhoun County.
So thank you very much for calling in that information, or however you shared that information with us so that we could find those individuals. Unfortunately, we've got a new list every week, and we'll have some more folks to talk about here in just a few minutes. And of course, we'll talk about some property crimes that we need some help solving as well. But before we get into all of that, John, well, let's talk about one thing that's happening this Saturday. We got the Veterans Day Parade.
The Veterans Day Parade in Anniston is this Saturday, and there's some other events leading up to it in the schools. They always have some special events. But yes, Veterans Day Parade, 2 o'clock Saturday. I think somebody we know is going to be emceeing that.
I'll be helping out again with that.
Helping out, Don't get run over by the tanks.
I try to stay up on the viewing station and out of the line of the tanks. So far they haven't turned into me, and since I'm usually standing next to some guests of honor, I think I should hopefully be safe.
Well, sometimes they might want to push you into the street.
They might.
This could be the year.
It could be. You wouldn't want to miss that. It's going to be happening at 2 o'clock
You don't want to miss
on Saturday in downtown Anniston there on Noble Street. And hopefully we'll have a good turnout for it. I think we're going to have some halfway decent weather. And
that's good.
And
Weatherman's promised good weather.
Regardless of the weather, our veterans, the weather didn't determine whether or not they went out there and did their job, did it?
That's correct. The muddier, the rainier, the snowier, the cold, and the heat, they were out there serving and defending our country and defending our freedom.
All right.
So we owe it to them to be there regardless of the weather.
Absolutely. All right, we got to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have the first half of this week's lineup on Calhoun County's Most Wanted.
And welcome to this week's edition of Calhoun County's Most Wanted. First up in our lineup, as in weeks past, Remington Johnson. Mr. Johnson, last known to be living in Birmingham, but maybe living in other places. He's wanted for murder. We need to find this subject, so please, any tips you have, any information you have, give us a call. Meet Angela Hudgens. Miss Hudgens, last known to be living in Anniston. She's wanted for probation violation on obstruction of justice by using a false ID. And this is Nicholas Powers. Mr. Powers, last known to be living in Anniston. He's wanted for failure to appear on theft of property first. Take a look at Tanya Simpson. Miss Simpson, last known to be living in Anniston. She's wanted on a probation violation for possession of a controlled substance. And have a look at Felix Robinson. Mr. Robinson, last known to be living in Anniston. He's wanted for probation violation on receiving stolen property first. And last up for the first half of our lineup, Elizabeth Young. Miss Young, last known to be living in Anniston. She's wanted for failure to appear on possession of a forged instrument second. And that's it for the first half of our lineup. Stay tuned for the second half later in the show.
All right, we are back on Calhoun County's Most Wanted. I love this live studio audience.
This is great. We need to do this every week.
This is feeding my ego. We never get applause.
Yeah, we never get to feed your ego.
All right. Well, we are back, and we have some guests with us from the Calhoun County Chamber of Commerce. Kelly Pierce, also with Gadsden State, of course, but officially here today on behalf of the Calhoun County Chamber of Commerce. Tell us why you're here.
Today is our Youth Leadership Mentor and Career Day. They spent the time at the Chamber this morning, did a personality test. They all have a personality.
Yay, that's good.
And then this afternoon they're going to be meeting with some mentors that will help them in their area that they've chosen maybe to go into.
Very cool. And with you, I see that we have a young lady. We don't have the sheriff with us today, but we have some of his DNA.
So, little Maddie.
Maddie Wade, it's good to see you.
Good to see you.
Aren't you proud of your dad being the sheriff these days?
I am.
He's doing a great job, isn't he?
I think so.
Yeah. All right. So you are part of Youth Leadership Calhoun County.
Yes, sir.
So what does that mean? What have you done so far?
We've done a bunch of stuff. We went to the ropes out at the YMCA and had to do a bunch of group work, and then we've done interviews today with some other of our mentors and stuff. So we do a bunch of stuff that involve leadership.
You did a personality test this morning?
Yes.
And what is your personality?
I'm an entertainer.
Entertainer?
Entertainer?
Yeah.
I am the entertainer.
Yeah.
Billy Joel's your favorite person?
No.
No, probably
I
not.
don't think so. By the way, we should mention congratulations. You just brought home another Alexandria. You got the shirt on there. State champions
Yes, sir.
volleyball. That's awesome.
Thank you.
So there's some leadership training right there, being part of a championship team. That's really good. And Kelly, events like that are big, but we've got to have some organized events as well to get young folks introduced to their community. And the Chamber is very involved in helping our young people get prepared for life after school.
Correct. The Chamber has been investing in youth leadership Calhoun County for several years. And we realized as a Chamber we needed to be very invested in education, so that we wanted to do some new initiatives. And we wanted to help the community know, hey, we're your Chamber. We work for you. We work for these students. They're our future. And we know to grow our city and our economic base, we've got to have a strong educational system. So the first place we need to start is getting involved in our schools. These students, there's 2 from every public school, private school, home schools, church schools. We're trying to bring those students into the Chamber so they see what the Chamber does, but also for our Chamber members to see what's going on in our school system and hopefully where they can plug in and help.
The best and the brightest. You know, it's always nice to meet really, really stellar children.
Right.
Young adults, really, that are going to be the next generation and take over when I'm gone and Chris is gone.
When we're just sitting back relaxing.
Yeah,
We want to
well,
make sure
yeah.
we got a good group taking care of us.
And what a great way to get out in the community and know what's going on, and for the community to meet these guys and gals. They're awesome.
They are awesome. And next year, they're eligible to apply for the YLCC scholarship. The Leadership Calhoun County provides scholarships when our members become seniors that they can apply for. And we've been giving that out for several years.
That's really cool. As a parent with a kid
Yes.
that's looking at colleges right now, oh boy, he's only interested in the colleges that are the most expensive.
Well, of course. And it adds up.
Yeah, it does.
And that,
in
the
a
tuition
hurry.
is just a mere portion.
Yale's a good school. You should go there.
Yeah.
Of course, the internet makes the world wide open for folks like yourself, Maddie. You can see the entire world, but so often in school situations, kids are in a small group. You've got a school, and it's hard to sometimes see beyond that. And has this opened your eyes a little bit to things happening in
Yes.
Calhoun County that you weren't aware of?
Yes, we've taken a tour bus and gone around and seen a bunch of things I had no idea was in Calhoun County. So
Yeah,
it
and
opens
that was true for me when I went through the adult leadership Calhoun County about 5 or 6 years ago. Yeah, I'd been around for longer than I care to admit, but I still learned a lot, and especially someone who's a teenager, it's a great eye-opener, isn't it, Kelly?
Yes, sir.
It's an awesome program. I did it 20 years ago.
And I
Yeah.
think another neat thing, and Maddie can talk about this too, is you're bringing students from all the different areas. So they may compete in an academic setting or a sports setting or a cultural arts setting, but when we bring them all together, I think they realize, hey, we're all kind of have similar goals and looking at similar things to do with ourselves. So it's a nice way to realize those other schools aren't that bad when we
You still want to beat them, though, don't you?
Yes, of course.
All right. Well, thank you for being here, and we need to take a quick break, but we've got some other folks that we want to meet as well, and we'll do that when we come back in just a few moments on Calhoun County's Most Wanted.
And welcome to the second half of our lineup. First up this half, Vonda McGee. Miss McGee, last known to be living in Anniston, wanted for probation violation on theft of property first. And this is Monica Shaddix. Miss Shaddix, last known to be living in Oxford. She's wanted for failure to appear on possession of a controlled substance and public intoxication. And take a look at Natalie Nelson. Miss Nelson, last known to be living in Anniston. She's wanted for theft of property third by deception. And meet Edward Jennings. Mr. Jennings, last known to be living in Sylacauga. He's wanted for failure to appear on possession of marijuana first. And this is Donald Mask. Mr. Mask, last known to be living in Mumford. He's wanted for failure to appear on child support, the face of a deadbeat dad. And last up in our lineup this week, Christopher Willis. Mr. Willis, last known to be living in Oxford, he's wanted on a failure to appear on possession of a controlled substance and promoting prison contraband. And that's it for our lineup this week. If you know the whereabouts of these folks, please give us a call at Crime Stoppers. That number, 238-1414.
All right, we are back on Calhoun County's Most Wanted. Our studio audience has left us, but we do still have some guests with us. Yeah, you clap for us, John.
Yay!
All right. We're still talking with leadership or youth leadership Calhoun County. We got Colin from Trinity and Janae from Oxford High School.
Yes, sir.
Good to see you guys, and congratulations on being selected for youth leadership Calhoun County, because I know not everybody that wants to get in gets in.
Right.
So.
It's very selective. Your counselor, your teachers, your principals, they all have to agree on 2 people, so it's a great honor to be
How
chosen.
fast do you have to run that mile to get in?
Oh, obviously not very fast because I'm in it. But
You got to bring coffee to your administrator a few times.
it helps.
No. So Colin, Trinity. I went to Trinity when I was in 7th grade, and then I moved to Oxford High School. So I got a little something in common with both of you. But both of those schools have changed a whole lot since
Oh, yes, sir.
the dark ages.
Oxford's gotten a whole lot bigger.
Yeah, Oxford has gotten tons bigger.
They have electricity now.
They
And
do.
they actually have school buses instead of those little horse-drawn carriages that used to have.
So what made you decide, Janae, what made you decide that you wanted to be part of Youth Leadership Calhoun County?
Well, I didn't really decide it myself, but my counselor came and he talked to me about it, and then I was like, it would be a fun experience because, I mean, getting out of school for a day, it's nice.
It's always nice, yeah.
But getting to meet people like Colin who can help me grow as a person and show me different aspects of life, and then through Youth Leadership of Calhoun County, I've gotten to see things that I didn't think Calhoun County had. So I was like really adamant on getting out of Calhoun County. I'm not staying here because it's boring. And then we have like the Freedom Riders Museum, and just it's so rich in history.
Yeah, I was the same way. I thought, graduate high school, I'm going to be gone, and then I went to Jacksonville State University. Well, I'm going to graduate college, I'm going to be gone. Yeah, here I am, years later, and still here and loving life here. Although I have traveled some and hope to travel some more. But Calhoun County has a lot more than some folks think, including a lot of folks that are here. Colin, what's the most surprising thing that you've learned about Calhoun County?
Well, like she said, the rich history that's built Calhoun County, and in Anniston with all the museums and the Freedom Riders and things like that. I had no idea those things were around here because my sights were focused on getting out. Mm-hmm. That's all I wanted, and now I see sort of the things that keep people here, and it's nice.
Mm-hmm. As you've learned a little bit about the history for the Freedom Riders, for example, has that history that you've learned about Calhoun County changed the way you look at other people in Calhoun County?
You'd have to say so. Of course, any amount of information you learn changes things, but yeah, learning that these things took place right here where I grew up it's different, yeah. It does change things.
So what are you guys hoping to take away from this experience?
Well, definitely better leadership skills. I think I can speak for the both of us, but yeah, it's great for colleges and things on your application as well, so that always helps. And
like communicating with others, I think that that's really big for me because I'm good at communicating, but being able to listen to what other people say and not interrupt or not tune them out is something that I really hope to take from this, and which I'm beginning to learn. And then like the diversity of it, because we all come from different ethnic backgrounds and like social economic backgrounds, and to see us all come together in this one place and get along with each other and be like, regardless of what makes us different, this is what we have in common. That's really amazing to me.
Mm-hmm. And I'm sure also probably hoping for the scholarship.
Oh yeah, there's that.
Well, that's good. So, are you juniors or seniors?
We're juniors.
You're juniors. So, what are your plans after high school?
Well, while in high school, Oxford offers me the opportunity to become an EMT, so that when I go to college, I'll have a job. And while I'm in college, I want to get a major in history with minors in English and philosophy, so I can become a prosecuting attorney.
Way to go.
Big dreams, big dreams.
Big dreams. Well, that's great. You got to have big dreams in order to get there.
And that actually brings up one of the benefits of YLCC and the adult version Leadership Calhoun County is the connections, because you just happen to have in your YLCC class the daughter of the district attorney.
And it's interesting because my mother knows him because she used to work at Calhoun County. She used to be, I think, a sheriff or something. I can't remember. And she says that he's a really nice man.
He is.
His daughter is really nice too.
Yeah. And if you're not nice to his daughter, he's not a nice man. I can tell you that much. So,
Speaking from experience, or
I've always been nice to both of his daughters. So, Colin, what about you? After high school, what are you thinking?
Well, plans are less defined as Janae, but I'm looking into the realm of acting and dramatic arts as one doorway to go through, but I'd also really like to be a psychiatrist. And so it's kind of depends on where God leads me and how things fall.
they run hand in hand, both of those things.
Right.
Well, we could have a revival of Frasier. Have you ever seen the TV show Frasier?
No, I haven't.
Okay, you need to go get on Netflix,
No, you
watch
don't.
Frasier. It was a psychiatrist who had a radio show. And I think you'd probably enjoy that.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. I did radio. I'm still doing radio and have been for over 30 years. And my degree was from Jacksonville State in theater. So
Oh, wow.
it comes together. Huh?
And I've done lots of theater.
Yeah, there you go. So John was Snoopy.
I was Snoopy.
Sure.
Yeah.
One of his many roles, but the only one that I will ever bring up.
Thanks.
All right, so what have we still got coming for here? We just got a few more minutes. Is there something still on the plate for YLCC that you guys are really looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to the prison.
I'm not. I'll move there. It stinks. I don't like it.
The food is great.
I've heard.
It's a little unnerving the way you said that. I'm looking forward to the prison.
Well, I
Wow.
have two siblings who have come through YLCC, and they both said that it was very eye-opening to see how crucial the choices you make are.
Very true, and you guys have made a very good choice by becoming part of YLCC, and hopefully that will lead to more good opportunities and the right choices with those opportunities. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
All right, so we'll be back in just a few moments with our Crazy Criminal of the Week and the Crime Stoppers segment of Calhoun County's Most Wanted.
And welcome to the Crime Stoppers portion of our show, where we ask your help to our investigators for these cases. First up, on October 27th, 4 long guns and a Bowtech Justice bow was stolen from a home on Big Oak Drive in Anniston. And sometime between Tuesday, October 31st and Wednesday, November 1st, a storage barn was broken into on Mount Gilead Road. 2 DeWalt power toolkits and an electric compressor and 2 nail guns were stolen from that location. And on Thursday, November 2nd, a home on Erickton Drive was broken into. They got away with a television set. And sometime between Thursday, November 2nd and Saturday, November 4th, a business on Highway 431 was burglarized. They got away with 12 boxes of laminated flooring. And on Sunday, November 5th, the toy dolly was taken from the front yard of a residence on Langford Lane in Alexandria. And last up on our caseload this week, on Sunday, July 16th, around 10 a.m., a small burgundy pickup truck pulled into the back of a business located at the 6400 block of Highway 431 in Alexandria. 2 individuals then loaded a John Deere lawnmower onto the back of their truck and drove away. We have 3 pictures of those individuals and the truck. This case is a throwback to July 16th, but it's still open and we need your help. And that's it for the Crime Stoppers portion of the show. If you know anything about these cases, and we hope you do, please give Crime Stoppers a call at 256-238-1414. Remember, we want your information and not your name.
Stupid! You're so stupid!
All right, our crazy criminal this week isn't actually a criminal, but he reported something to the police. Have you ever had somebody report an unexploded ordnance on their property?
Oh, yeah. Along the side of the road on their property, yeah. It's kind of unnerving.
It is, isn't it?
Yep.
Well, this gentleman is an elderly gentleman. He reported what he believed to be a World War II bomb in his backyard. He lives in Germany, and there are quite a few of those scattered around. The police responded. It was a 16-inch long zucchini.
Oh. They were very dangerous in World War II. Yeah. My dad flew bombers. They dropped zucchinis.
Not many of those survive today, though.
No, no,
They are biodegradable.
they are. Most
So anyway, if somebody spots something that they believe to be a bomb or hazard, it's still the right thing to call.
Oh, absolutely. Because if it's a zucchini, we might have a salad. But
Right.
yes,
I'd much rather be embarrassed than have a leg blown off.
of course, and we get them. You know, there's a lot of ordnance that gets driven back and forth through Calhoun County. We had one call that the guy found a rocket. You know, laying. It was most of what they have here tend to be training things, but you never know until the experts show up. And yeah, it's very unnerving. Hand grenades and rockets and yeah. Please call. We've got people.
And you don't have to try to remember the office number for the sheriff's office either. 911 is the one to call.
That's the one to call, and somebody that knows something about it will be there shortly.
All right.
Don't move it. Don't touch it.
We are out of time, but we'll be looking for you again next. Hopefully not in the lineup, and hopefully not with a 16-inch zucchini or a live bomb on Calhoun County's Most Wanted.